Hello, it's Kat here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. I have finished my lovely journal using the Lasting Impressions digital download. I will link below a link to the DigiKit. It's Lasting Impressions by J Rustic Creations. I will link up there my flip through of the pages when I printed out the kit. It's absolutely beautiful colors and just so full of inspiration. Well, I personally found it, and I know that Marcy has done pretty well, I think, with the kit. I think she's, well, when I looked yesterday to get some details on the kit, I saw it was saved by 37 people, so that sounds pretty impressive to me. It's a beautiful kit. So I have finished it, and I just wanted to just show you the beautiful cover. I had a lot more plans for this, but when I started to work on the front cover bit, it brought out all this beautiful embossing, and I just got to the point where I just thought it's just so beautiful. I don't think I can cover it, so I decided to leave it as it is. So I've just gessoed over the top, and then I sanded it back, and in the process I think I highlighted all this beautiful embossing. I have widened the spine. It was probably half the size that it is now. It's a 2-inch spine. I think that's it's a little bit over 4 centimeters. So let me get this ruler in centimeters. Yeah, it's just a little bit over 4 centimeters, and I did have to put a closure on it because it did very slightly get a bit of a alligator mouth, but only very slightly. So with my change of hands, and I'll just show you the back. So again, I just washed it over with some gesso, slightly sanded it, and it brought up this beautiful embossing in the back here. So when I decided that I was going to keep the cover, I just got one of my clusters that I had made previously, and it just looked lovely. I just thought it went really well there, so that's what I ended up embellishing the front cover with. So it's an altered book. It's weighed in the balances, which I thought went beautifully with the kit, and it used to have some commentary about the 10 commandments, so it's had some beautiful lovely pages inside, which I have used some of those within the kit. So with the closure, I just punched some holes and put an eyelet in it, and then I had this beautiful soft ribbon that because I wasn't planning on putting an enclosure. I'm not really keen on enclosures, to be honest, but yeah, sometimes they're necessary when the journal gets a little bit wide. So without further ado, let's have a look at the inside. I'll warn you, this could be a bit of a longer video because I have done quite a bit of work in this journal, so I will go through the pages as quickly as I can. So on the inside page, or in the inside cover, this is obviously the original cover, and it is a little bit worn on the edges, but I left that because I really liked that grungy sort of old eclectic natural feel about the book. So I have obviously covered the inside. I put a pocket, which is from the kit, and I made these distressed little tapes, which I used out of masking tape, and I've just aged it. So I've put that on the inside cover, and then I just got an airmail envelope, and I used the Tim Holtz correspondence stamps, and I just did some very simple stamping. So I just thought that could be filled up with some lovely little notes or letters. And these are from the kit, just a couple of the journal cards. So I did some tea dyeing on the back, and I was actually really happy with the way the tea dyeing worked out. I didn't really try it, just sort of pulled like that, and what I had underneath it just left these lovely, just very faint imprints. So yeah, that worked out really well. So this is the first page of the kit here. Now I got my Martha Stewart punch out, and I punched the edges of the pages, and I tea dyed the other side. Now I did print my papers out using my laser printer. I have an Oki, I think it's an M363, don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain it's something like that anyway. If anyone's interested, just comment in the comments and I'll let you know. And so I printed out all the DigiKit on that, and then I tea stained it after I printed out on the pages. So I've got some music paper here which I had tea stained, and I folded it in so that can fold out for some extra journaling space. Now I got some, you know, these are just various book pages I've got from my stash. So I made a pocket in here. I hinged the pages together, and I love having that hole on the outside there like that. And this is one of the pockets from the kit, and I just embellished it with some lace and a little bit of bling there. And this gorgeous little picture of this little girl here, and I tea stained the back of that. And this is one of the book pages from the book. So it had this lovely old writing which I didn't want to lose, so I turned it into a little bit of an open, you know, a bit of a journal card. You could journal around that, or you could you know, just paste something on there and journal over that, but I just wanted to keep that, or just simply keep it as it is. But this is from the actual book, and then I just did a little bit of collaging and stamping there on the cover of that. So that's the other side there, and there's some more of the kit there. I just love these colours, and just, I mean, they're just so pretty. I just left them as they are, just to leave it to whoever might own this journal one day. They can do with it as they please. So that's a pocket from the kit. Actually, I beg your pardon, no, this is a pocket I made out of the book pages, but then I've embellished it with some of the components from the kit, but then I've made little clusters and put some lace and stuff on there. And that's another couple of the journal cards, which again I've tea stained the backs of those. It's all very rustic and very grungy, I guess, looking. So some more music paper rather. I did a little bit of light stamping here. Now this stamp, I think it was just like an education set or something that I got from AliExpress, but it does stamp very beautifully. I think I originally got that for Harry Potter journal that I did, but I've used it time and time again. There's some more pages from the kit, and I put a pocket here and tea stained the back. And some of the numbers that were out of the kit I played around with, and I've scattered them throughout the book. So that was a new thing for me, playing with numbers. So I've kind of left a lot of journaling space. These are some beautiful old book pages from a botanical book, and I've just left that there. I like the look of that with the graph paper on the side there, and I tore it out, but I liked that look, so I just didn't worry about neatening it. I just left it as it is, and I've just left the information there about the blackcurrant, so that can be either, you know, covered over or a tip in put in, or whatever you want to do with that. So I was really happy with how this turned out. This was an old plastic bag that I had on my table, and I had this paper lace, and I've never known really what to do with it. And then I was going through my stuff and I found some old pressed flowers that I had done, and I put all of it together and I made this this envelope to stick in the journal. So inside I've got one of the journal cards, and I love that pointing finger like that. I absolutely love it. I don't know what the origins are of it, but I do enjoy using that in my journal, so I would like to do that a lot more now. So there's more tea stained paper. Again, this is one of the center pages of the next signature. There's 7 signatures in total in this book. I just love the way it just had the natural layering, so I just left it, but I did put a tab. This is a Graphics 45 tab. Hopefully you can see that just at the top there, just to mark it. So there's the other side of the tea stained paper, and there's the other side of that envelope that I made. and I put another little journaling card in there and just finished off with a little cluster. And I backed it with some lace as well. So this is some more of the book page from the actual book, and I've just collaged using elements out of the kit. A couple of these are the ones I just had in my stash. I think this was just a cluster that I had made ages ago, so I just popped that up there. And then this is just a postcard that I popped in from my stash there. It's a little bit shiny, but it's okay. The back is probably not as shiny, and that can be used for some journaling space there. So I'll just pop that there like that. And that's one of the tags from the kit. And just some tea staining on the back there, and I've just finished off with a nice little piece of scrappy bit of lace that I had. I love that little note down the bottom there. Beautiful colours, Darcy, just absolutely gorgeous kit. So this is some graph paper, and I had some washi tape, and I just thought that went nicely with, that was a digital download that I printed out on some vellum paper, and I just thought it went nice. And that's the other side of that blackcurrant book page that I had earlier. So this page here, I bought some paper, and I think it was called Paper Crafts Tasmania. I will link that below, a link to the website. It's beautiful paper, handmade paper, and it's made out of things like Wombat Pooh and hemp hulls and things like that. I thought it sounded really interesting, and they sold these like scrappy packets. So I thought, well, I'll buy one and I'll see what I get. I think it was like $20, and it was $2 postage or something. So it was quite reasonable. I was, you know, I thought it was worth trying out. And I absolutely love the paper. So I will talk a little bit more, because there's a bit further in the journal, I've got another piece of paper, and I will talk about that as well. But I just kind of did a little bit of collaging, and I just finished this like bit of lace off with a safety pin and some seed beads there. So another piece of the page out of the kit, and then I did some stamping there. I mean, I just loved pulling out my stamps and going to town with them all in this journal. It was just such a lot of fun. So you can see I did a little bit of stamping down the corner there. Again, a grungy little bit of tea stained paper. Now it is a little bit ripped there, but I liked it. I just left it there, but that can be repaired. Just get another piece of tea stained paper or a bit of washi or something, and that can be folded over. But I liked the look of it. I left it, and I don't think we're that rough on our journals. I mean, hopefully you don't leave them laying around for kids to sort of play around with. It's certainly not a children's book. So yeah, I think it's fairly safe. So this is one of the banners out of the kit that I just used as a little tuck spot, and this is just a little mini envelope that I had that's just got a little card in there that I've just included, and I've just distressed up the edges so that can slip in there like so. So this was a little bit of playing around that I did. I got some music paper, and I got some of my napkins out, and I decoupaged there. So that was a lot of fun. And if you look really closely, you'll see that there's a little bit of a lavender flower there that's just slightly covering the little bird in the branch there. So this is something that I was playing around with. This is more of that paper, Australian handmade paper. So you can fold it out, and then so on this side, you know, you've got that fold out there as well. So you've got a little bit of journaling space there, and I've hinged it with some fabric. And then you can open this out here for some extra journaling space. So it was just something I played around with. I just like to make it a little bit more interesting and interactive. So I finished it off with one of the tickets out of the kit, and I've just added a little bit of pile of yarn. You can see that there's lots of little fibres and lace and bits and pieces poking through. Just on the inside here, I just got some lovely old vintage fabric that I've got, and I also got some plainer, more calico style fabric, and I've just stamped it with some script. Actually, it's sort of like carte postel sort of script there. So, and that it sort of tucks behind there, and then you know, so you can then open it out and you've got some journaling space there, or you've got some journaling space there, or you could, you know, maybe stick something there, although you'd have to be careful because at the end of the day it'd have to close and tuck in like that, and you could use that as a tuck if you wanted. So that's what's going on there with that one. That was a lot of fun playing around with that. And I've got a book page out of one of my fairy books here, so a couple of little poems and songs, some tea stain paper. Love that with the key. It just looks so real, honestly. It's just amazing. And some more tea stain paper. So this is the middle. I think we're onto our third signature now by now. So I just got one of the pockets, and this is a floating pocket because I just thought it was so pretty, and I thought we glue it down on the page and we lose all of that, so I left that floating. Did a little bit of collaging with some of the numbers and some of the words out of the kit, and then that's one of the tags that I've just popped in there. So, and I've secured that down with a Tim Holtz index clip, that one there. So, and on the other side I just tucked a couple of little tags in there. That's one of my Tiffany stamps that I ordered a while ago. Okay, so some more pages. That's like out of the book page from the fairy book, and I just fluked that. It just kind of landed next to this beautiful collaged you know, music paper with the napkin, and I think it's just so pretty. And then yeah, it just turned out that it was a green piece of paper that landed next to it, so that was sort of a bit of a happy accident. So this is a tag. Now this is a bit of Australiana here. I got gifted this in some happy mail, and so I'll pop that there. And this was a envelope that got sent to me as part of some happy mail, and it was a craft brown envelope, and I just loved it. So I thought I'll just do some stamping and some collaging over it, and just slip it inside the journal. So I just loved how that worked out. So this is my life today, and that's just such a lovely reminder to us that nothing's permanent, everything can change. So I've learned to say that, you know, it's going to be a good day today, you know, not to say that it's not going to be a good day tomorrow or anything. It's just that every day is just a refresh, a reset. So I think that's just a lovely way that landed out like that as well. So inside the envelope is some more of this handmade paper. And what I wanted to say about this is, obviously I can't do it on the camera, but if you held this up to the light, like I can see some very slight etching in that paper, and I'll just hold it up to the light. And if you hold it that way, like so, if you hold it that way up to the light, you will see a slight etching of a wallaby and in some landscape. It's an Australian bush there. So I thought that was super cute. I was wondering what was going on, like what were all these marks, and then I don't know, I just held it up to the light and I saw it. So every page has got that. So so we've got Australian gum nut there, and then we've got the beautiful koala bears on the stamps that are around at the moment. So this is a bit of Australiana page here. And I've just folded that over there. There's no particular reason, I just folded it over like so. Okay, so making sure I stay in frame. So we've probably got about another 3 signatures left by the looks of it. So I love that, absolutely love that. So this is a map. I've got an old book that had some old vintage maps in it. So, but what I did love is that it had this old map of Paris. So you can't see it because it's obviously sewn in the middle of the signature, but it's actually a map of Paris. So it's Cassini de Thury's first map of France showing Paris. So throughout the kit, you'll see that there's these lovely references to France and Paris. So some ledger paper that I did some stamping, And when I did the stamping, it kind of slightly went through on the other side, and I thought, oh, bonus, it's just really slightly ghosted through on the other side. So I just sort of highlighted that and made a feature out of it. This has to be one of my favorite pages. I mean, I've got a few, but this is so simple, but it was just so effective. So I had a book page, and I think it like had the contents or something. So what I did was I just got a piece of book, just a plain piece of book page that was already naturally aged, and I kind of had been tearing into it, so I just sort of tore it a little bit more, and it fit. When I cut it down, it fitted quite nicely in here. So there's some extra journaling space there, and I've torn it so you can still see the flower. And then I got this stamp that I've got, gorgeous. And if you've see a bit further back, I have done a video where I got my unmounted rubber stamps and I sorted them all out, and that's the beauty of doing that, is that you can actually see what you've got. And love this stamp, and I'll be using this more and more in my journals. So that's another page out of, I think that's like an alphabet of flowers or something the book is called. An alphabet of garden flowers it is. It's just, I can see it sitting on my desk just over there. So beautiful imagery here, lovely, almost like labels, and I guess that's French. I just love this little girl. She features throughout the kit a little bit. So there's some more botanical. This is A, B, and from AliExpress I got a sewing stamp set, and because I've been looking for ages and I've just not been able to find a nice stamp set. So I do, you know, I buy lots of Tim Holtz and I buy lots of different stamps, and I have no problem buying proper stamps, but I could not find a sewing stamp set that I liked. So pardon me, I just had a drink then. So yeah, that's what that stamp set there is. And I love how it kind of slightly comes through on the other side, so I just left that. And there's the other side of that map of Paris, and I loved, this is a Graphics 45, it's a chipboard, bit of a paper tab, and I've just popped that on there. I just thought that was good. Adventure begins. So a bit more of the map of France there. It's more of the kit there, and this is like a little cluster that I did, and I've just tucked one of the journal cards there. Again, I sort of started stamping down the side, but with my Martha Stewart punch, but I felt like I lost too much of the page. So because I did have to cut the pages down to fit the size of the book, so I thought by the time I did the stamping that I probably was losing too much of the page. But obviously I kept that page because I liked it. So so a little bit of clustering there with the tickets out of the kit and a little butterfly die cut there. I've got this book and it's called like Love Letters, and I just loved some of the pages out of that, so I pulled them out, mainly because I liked the lady, because there's a few images in here of the little girl and a lady as well, so I thought that went nicely with the kit. Some more of the graph paper which you can open out, and again it's a little bit torn there, but I left that deliberately. But again, it could be repaired with some washi, or you could put like a little tassel, you know, that you could open it out like that. But I just liked the grunginess of it, so I left it like that. The same with the strings, like the little black sewing strings. I deliberately left them because I just felt that all these little fibres and things hanging out in the journal just look so nice. There's the other side of that Love Letters book page that I popped in. And there's that hand again. I love that hand. So that had to go in there. I took a photo of this and I posted it on Instagram and some Facebook groups, and this just was so popular. And yeah, at the time it was my favourite page. It still is one of my favourite pages, but I've made a few now, so that's a nice little tuck spot there. That's just some banners out of the kit that I've put together, and I've just headed it with some bits of fabric and lace, and yeah, just I don't remember if that's from the kit. Possibly it is. I really honestly do not remember where I got that from. So some more ledger paper and tea stain paper, some more music paper that I've used the Tim Holtz tissue paper, and then I've just headed it with some lovely old bits of lace that I had. And again, this got given to me in some happy mail, so this was ready to go. I love the colours of this, and this little mini file folio folder is just so cute, and that is from the kit. And I was trying to find where to put it, and I was getting quite I was like, oh no, I can't really see a place to put it. And then I came to this page and I thought it just fitted perfectly there, so I sort of stitched around and added that on there. And these are just some tickets. I think these are actually from Dreams Etc. That I had in my stash, but just love that little mini file folder there. Chocolate, Lombard, Paris, some beautiful like signage labels there from the kit. And there's the other side of the music paper with that Tim Holtz tissue paper there with the birds on it. So coming near to the end, I think we've got one more signature to go through. I had so much fun, Marcy. What a beautiful kit. And actually, I should let you guys know that Marcy has asked me to be a design team member for her, so I'm super thrilled about that. And she's already sent me another kit to work with, so I'm going to have a lot of fun printing that out. And I've got in mind what I'm going to do with that. So there's some ledger paper there, and I just did a little bit of light stamping there. This is a glassine bag. Again, I posted this again on my Instagram, and I've got my Instagram link down below, guys, so you can catch me there. And this was very this received a lot of you know, likes and thumbs up and comments and all that sort of thing. Love that sewing machine and the little needle. Gosh, I can't think of what that's called. Yeah, you know, the little needle pillow thing, whatever. And that was some clustering that I've had for ages and I've never used, but it just, yeah, just sort of seemed to suit. And I turned it into a little pocket, and I've got this little mini little card in here and some little tickets that I've just put in the back there. And this is from the kit. So I made a little collage there and a little holder to put the kit in there. And there's another little playing card there that I've altered, and I've just put a little pocket there and grunged up a little bit. And I honestly did not waste hardly anything out of the kit and out of the pages that I used. There was not much left over. So when I stamped, I used this to mask so that I didn't get it all over here, and then it went onto, you know, the little tip of the butterfly went onto that, so I used that to make a pocket into the back of the card. And these little bits of paper, I just loved, you know, the script, and so I thought I would just pop those in there like so. And even here it just says happy endings, have led you, consciousness, and then higher self, inner goddess. And I thought, oh, they all belong in the journal. So so here's a little book page here, and I put a little pocket from the kit and a couple of the journal cards there. And there's the inside middle inside pages from the signature. There's the other side of the book page. Now this is an actual page from the kit, and sorry, not from the kit, from the book. And it's got this beautiful old writing, which looks like, you know, the old-fashioned pen and ink. And it says, from J.E. I mean, I can't read the surname properly, but it's something Simmons or something like that, which I don't think it is, but and it says here to Nurse Bollock, and then it's got a signature, and I just wanted to keep that because it just had such beautiful old writing. So I just got my stamps out and I just did a little bit of stamping there to highlight it. And there is a little piece of paper there as well, which you could use to tuck something in. I've got a little piece of paper left, so you could do something like that. Use it as a little side tuck. And this is just a little bit of clustering that I had with a little shaker card there, so I've used that as a bit of a tuck spot there. And a bit more stamping. And we're on the back part of the book now, the journal. So I just used, you know, these are the pockets out of the kit, and put beautiful lace there. So these are just a couple of, you know, journal cards. Honestly, there's not much left out of the kit that I did not use. So whatever was left over, I've got this little glassine envelope, and I have popped in what I did not use. So I put in 3 craft brown whale tail tabs, and there's that journal card there, and there's that little girl again on the banner. There's a little tag there, and there's another little bit of the banner, and I tried to use that, but I couldn't kind of find an appropriate place. This is gorgeous. It's got a little bird cage with a little bird in it. You could use that as like a belly band or something, and these are just some tickets and a little bit of trim there. So I thought I'll tuck those into a glassine bag, and you know, whoever this winds up with, because it is such a gorgeous journal, and I've made quite a lot now, and I fall in love with every one of my journals. And it just gets to the point where you can only have so many journals. So I will put this up for sale. If anyone is interested in this, they can certainly contact me. But otherwise, I'm going to just put it away safely until I can decide what to do about putting this up for sale somewhere. Okay, so there we go. And so it's all closed up again with this beautiful little bit of ribbon here. So I'll just close it up. But thank you, Marcy. Thank you so much for asking me to be on your design team. It's just such, I'm so excited about it, and working with your kits. Oh dear, I'm not great at doing this sort of stuff on camera, guys. So there we are. And I love that little flower with the chains there. I've had that kicking around for ages, and I've just wanted to save it for a special project. So this is it. This is its home. So thank you, guys. I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up to let me know you liked it, and love to answer any of your comments if you're wanting to comment below. Love to read all your comments. So anyway, I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.